Hey guys, sun's shining today. Lots of stuff to do before planting season again. So today we're gonna push up the manure pile. I got enough storage for maybe only 4 or 5 months. So the last time we spread was I think in November, and I gotta push the pile up. I gotta keep pushing up every time I clean out the heifer barns. And then we got some other jobs to do. Let's get going.
This video is sponsored by Major Dairy AI Services Limited.
So this is out behind the heifer barn. So this is our concrete pad. That's about, maybe a third of it. And then it kind of goes around over here. And this is where I come out with the scrape alley manure from the free stalls. And then I drive over here to the manure pit. That pit's getting pretty full. We got about 4.5 feet left. And I think we're gonna be about a foot from the top by the time first cut comes off. And that'll be when we spread. I won't spread in the spring because I don't think the compaction's good on the ground, but I'll spread after first cut and we'll be about a foot from the top of that. And that's a 14-foot deep pit, 130 feet across, so a fair bit of manure. And this is some of the solids that have piled up. But anyways, yeah, it's just a beautiful day here, guys. It's 10 degrees, 11 degrees. For my American friends, that is about 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so it is beauty. Hey guys, so I'm in the robot room, and if you remember, I had a booster pump in this robot room, and I fixed it twice. The second time I fixed it, it leaked again. The cows got their head through these bars, and I'll show you what I did to fix it, and I think I got it this time, finally. So up here, we have these bars in the robot room to keep cows from jumping over, but they can fit their head between right here. So what I did is I put that second bar in there. I couldn't get it in the center just the way the clamps worked, and I can't weld, so I couldn't weld a bar in there. But I got these clamps in the same type of bars, 1 5/8" bar, put it in between, and now they can't get their head in. And I also put one here. So I did that a couple days ago. And then the same day, or the next day, I redid this plumbing. I had to redo this line and this one coming out of the booster pump. And now I'm gonna put that pressure tank on here, and we'll test it out. Moment of truth, we'll turn the water on. Another job I got to do today is put these new inflations into the robot milkers. This is what goes onto the cow's teats. So we need new ones, 4 in each robot. And it's got to be done every so many milkings. I think I should have done it a month or 2 ago, but I kind of forgot. So now I'll let it do a rinse because I had all those hoses opened up and I may have gotten some dirt in there and some bacteria. So we'll run a quick cleaning, 5-minute one. Hit this button, it'll go back in. We'll enable it and then it'll start the cleaning. Done. Good for a few more months. Then we'll probably have to do the inflations again in about 5-6 months. These are my commodity bays. I got protein blend in one for the milk cows and chopped straw in this other one. For the dry cows and the milk cows, I put a little bit of chopped straw. So I set these commodity bays up. I think we've had them in a couple videos, but it was like a really cheap way to not build a commodity bay, and a buddy of mine did the exact same thing, and we got a concrete pad out front. We can drive in them with the skid steer. They work great, and if we ever want to change the way we're doing things sometime, you can just sell the sea cans and pretty much get all your money back. So anyways, I got this protein blend last week and pushed it in with the skid steer, but I want to clean up the edges before more of it gets wet. It's an expensive feed, so. So I'm going to do an oil change on this tractor. We're actually going to do both of them, the 7210 and the 6230, to get them ready for spring. So I like to start the tractor, obviously, before I do this, get the oil warmed up, and then it leaks out better. So we'll start her up. Let that run for 10 minutes, and then we'll let the oil out. Well, those fuel filters were not fun to get out. That is a tight spot, and they just don't come out very easy. But I got them. So now I can clean up. So here's something that I was working on yesterday. I didn't have the camera with me, so I didn't get it on film, but there is a float in here that stopped working yesterday. And here it is. So there's the float. So there was one in here, it stopped working. I knew it was having issues because I had to shake it every once in a while. I'd come to the robot room and it would be flooded, and I had to shake it to get it to go. So yesterday I came in and shaking it was not getting it going, so I knew I needed to put the new one in. I had a new one here. So yesterday I did that. I'm not much of an electrician, so I was kind of avoiding having to do it. But I took that old float out, and then it's wired in here. I turned the panel off, the breaker, I pulled that apart, pulled the wires out, and then wired this new one into that box. So I did that yesterday, and it's been working, so now I'm going to close it up with that lid. I didn't want to close it up right away because I thought if there's an issue, then I have to pull it out again. There's like 6 screws or bolts that have to be bolted in. So now I know it's been working. It's pumped, you know, probably 20 times since then. So we'll get that lid back on. So that sump pump takes all the wastewater from our milk house. Gravity flows over to the robot room, and then from the robots, when they wash, rinse, whatever they do, when I'm washing down the robot room, all that water goes down into that sump pit, and that gets pumped to the back of the dairy barn. Someday I think we're going to do a video and show you our whole manure system and how the wash water ties into our manure system and actually makes our manure flow better to get to our manure system, because our manure pit at the back of the barn is 400 feet from our concrete manure pit outside. Hopefully that sump pump is going to continue to work, and we don't have to come in here and see a flooded robot room anytime soon. That would be nice. So just come in here and it's working. That's what it's supposed to do. Keep pumping water every time it fills up. Something that we're going to do today is clean the cooler. We're going to clean the cooler, the buffer tank, and that's just something we like to do every month. It's not going to take long, but I'll show you what we do. There, it took about 1 hour. We got it finished, both sides. This room and the other room. Good for another month.